Welcome back to the channel, folks. Me again, Shannon Fox here, Devoted Patriots 2 channel. I've got a great couple of pieces of information for you here today. First off, we're going to get into Kevin O'Leary, Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful, called Elon Musk the modern day Batman. That's good stuff. I don't know if you've seen this or not yet, but this is glorious. But before I get into that, I want to let you know I used to think Kevin O'Leary was kind of an asshole for the part he plays on Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful. But he's very rude and shrewd and very honest with his opinion. A little bit outspoken, a little too much for some people. Well, more and more I've been watching him lately on the tube here on YouTube and different places doing interviews, and looks like he's on Team America more than Team China these days. I never liked the fact that he did business overseas, but at this point he is fighting for the same thing the rest of us are, for our right to survive in this country. And I believe he's on Team Trump at this point. Every time you turn around, he is talking about the lawfare against Trump, the weaponization of the government, and the things that the economy is, how the economy is being handled during the Biden administration. Of course, he's going to complain about it. It's affecting his dollar, his pocketbook as well. But today he speaks out a little bit about what's going on in Brazil with Elon Musk and the tyrant, Mr. Lula over there, President Lula of Brazil. And I just think it's a great conversation. I figure I'll share a couple of minutes of that with y'all. Then I got a couple more little things I want to bring to y'all today. So stick around, folks. Guaranteed to be a good one. All right, here we go.
This latest tussle, if you want to call it that, and let me be put out, let me be transparent about how I feel about it. As far as I'm concerned, Elon Musk is a modern day Bruce Wayne. I mean, this guy has been so successful in so many sectors, so I'm a huge fan. And what I really love about him is his executional skills. But he's also got another trait which I find very endearing, and you may or may not like this. He's a real poo-poo disturber, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He just doesn't give a poo-poo. And I love that about him. Yes. He doesn't care what country, what dictator, what leader, what judiciary. If they don't want his technology over the Amazon, where they need high-speed internet, he's happy to shut it off. He doesn't care. If he doesn't get free speech, which is why he paid $42 billion for Twitter in the beginning, he owns it. He controls it. It's private. He can do whatever he likes. If I were the Lulu, as they call him, I'd think about that a little bit. You got a lot of people that like internet and like social media. Be careful on the eggshells you're walking on, Lulu, baby.
Yeah, it's Lula, but that's all right. But the real question I have for you, you mentioned that you're still involved there, and it does have this upward trajectory. But how long can that continue? If you have a Marxist leader who's controlling the judiciary, who at any whim can decide that you're no good and just take over what you built there.
Well, if you look at the history of those kinds of situations, the outcomes are not good for the Lulas, and thank you for correcting me, of the world, because it's what the people want. And Musk knows that. And people want technology, and they want to communicate with each other. And this is one of the services they like using. I think this thing will be resolved, because when you start shutting down commerce in where there's so much productivity and opportunity in the Amazon, that hurts the country. And I think this, and look, as I said before, I just love the way he does it. He doesn't give a poo-poo.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't at all. He's got his money. He's made ways. By the way, Trump says that if he's elected, he's going to appoint Elon Musk, and Elon has said he'd be for it, to cut out the fat in government, which sounds like a great idea, because that's exactly what he did with Twitter. He fired about 80% of the staff.
I want to watch that movie. I can't wait till he gets an apartment in Washington. I would love to see that happen. I love that idea.
Yeah, I got to ask.
Ooh, I love that too. I would love to see that movie. That would be great, folks. We got a lot of big things that's going to happen in the next couple of months, including an election. But when Trump gets back in there here in a few months, heads are going to roll. There's been some statements put out in the last couple of days that have just freaked some people out, and they're comparing them to the statements that Trump made several months ago in April, involving going to deport about 15 million people if necessary when he gets back in office. So there's a bunch of lefties over on Twitter crying about the fact that Trump has got some promises he's making, and in a way, they're kind of a veiled threat for anybody that wants to act a fool with these election shenanigans. So we got Elon Musk fighting for Brazil's free speech. While we have free speech in this country, only because of Elon Musk and Twitter. Otherwise, there's so many things we would just still be in the dark about involving our crooked ass government. But truth be known, there's a lot of good things going on right now, including the promises that Trump makes, because the left is terrified because the promises that Trump makes will be coming true this time. It won't be no, we're going to lock up Hillary and then decide he's not going to. He's going to go after him this time. He's made it a promise. He's been saying it on the campaign trail, and he's been tweeting it out. It's going to happen, folks. He's going to go after every organization that is doing this country dirty. And we got a whole list of them going now. All right, let me show you something here real quick. So first off, before we get off this Elon Musk story, Elon Musk, X is a poison, says MSDNC. They're trying to convince people to get off of Twitter because it's election interference and it's not a free speech platform. Don't watch X. Don't go over to X. That's what MSNBC is trying to preach out today. Because it's not enough for some journalists to influence. It's not enough for journalists and influencers to boycott the social media site formerly known as Twitter. Everyone needs to just bail out all at once. So MSNBC reporter over there thinks it's his option, or he thinks everyone should take the option and just bail out on Twitter because they're afraid they'll read some election interference over there. Says MSNBC demands that you stop using X because it's a poison in the name of their narrative. They also blame Elon Musk, who they call weirdly extreme, for election disinformation. That's thought I'd bring you that. They're coming after Elon too because he's on Team Trump now. He's going to be part of the cabinet. And he's going to clean this place up. He's going to trim the fat, and hopefully he'll be part of the process of slowing down this war machine, killing this bureaucracy that runs between the three-lettered agencies, and taking Congress behind the woodshed for every spending package that they think they're going to spend during the next 4 years. I can't wait, folks. This is going to be awesome. Got several little clips here I want to bring y'all on Twitter. Before I jump out of here, I just thought I'd share some good stuff with y'all today, folks. And it is good stuff. I love it when I see Team America coming together, RFK Jr., Elon Musk, J.D. Vance, Trump. Now, if you haven't seen this, let me see if I can find my goggles. Uh-oh. Yep. I got a pair in here. Thank God. Oh, I can see now. All right, folks. Here we go. Now, if you haven't seen this, this has went viral all over Twitter. Several people have put it out. But this is Trump's cease and desist order he put out yesterday. It says, I, together with many attorneys and legal scholars, am watching the sanctity of the 2024 presidential election very closely. I know better than most the rampant cheating and skullduggery that has taken place by the Democrats in the 2020 presidential election. It was a disgrace to our nation. Therefore, in 2024 election, where votes have just started being cast, will be under the closest professional scrutiny, and when I win, that is, when I win, those people that cheated will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, which will include long-term prison sentences, so that the depravity of justice does not happen again. We cannot let our country further devolve into a third world nation, banana republic, and we won't. Please be aware that this legal exposure extends to lawyers, politicians, donors, illegal voters, corruption election officials. You should have said NGOs on there as well. And those who are involved in unscrupulous behavior will be sought out, caught, and prosecuted at levels of, unfortunately, never seen before in our country. Your ass going to jail. You get caught doing the election fraud thing. That's just the facts. And since that tweet has been put out, I've seen a lot of lefties, including this guy right here, put out. It says, hold on just a second, folks. Let me move me over out of the way. I realize I'm on the wrong side of the screen. Guy says, last night threatened to jail his adversaries, including. Hold on, this thing just jumped on me. It says, last night on his Truth Social platform, Trump threatened to jail his adversaries, including Democratic donors. When I win, those people that cheated in elections 20 and 2024 will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, which will include long-term prison sentences. Beware the legal exposure to everybody involved. And then Trump, asked by the Time magazine in April about his plan for the largest deportation of undocumented immigrants in American history, he said, I have no choice. I don't believe it's sustainable for the country. What happens to us with probably 15 million, maybe as many as 20 million by the time Biden's out, 20 million people, many of them from jails, many of them from prisons, many of them from mental institutions. They have to be deported. That is the name of the game, folks, at this point. They are terrified that Trump is not only going to save our elections, he's going to save the country from the weaponized government. He's going to close the border. He's going to start propping up our police while prosecuting our criminals. I love it. I love it, folks. It's getting better every day. He's going to.
They've taken away your free speech, and the fake news is a threat. Is a threat to this country. They are just horrible. These are horrible people. Not everyone. I mean, I know most of them up there. Some are good. Hello, Brian. No, some are good, and most of them are just absolutely terrible human beings. They know what's going on. You know what they'll write today? But look at this crowd. It goes from corner to corner. It's a mess. I flew over and I said, that's a lot of people down there. And you know what they'll say today or tomorrow when they write? Donald Trump spoke today in Wisconsin before a small crowd of people, a small gathering of people. They are just so bad. I don't know. It's it's really hard to turn it back around unless they used to be like the police force. They'd write the truth, but they're no longer the police force. They're the police force for opposite. They're a police force for bad. They're bad. They're bad people, and they're very dishonest. And a lot of people don't understand. When you're a politician like these people, like me, like others, and you happen to be a Republican or somewhat conservative, they write just the opposite of what the facts are. And if you're driving a cab, if you're an accountant, if you're a lawyer, if you're something, other than that, you don't know the details. When we know the facts and then the story gets written the exact opposite of what it is, you start to lose faith in the press, I will tell you. But I will sign an executive order banning any federal employee from colluding to limit speech, and we will fire every federal bureaucrat who is engaged in domestic censorship under the Harris regime. We will do that.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Nothing better than a Trump promise that involves killing censorship and bringing back free speech. That's what we need in this country, folks. No doubt about it. Folks, I'm going to let this be the last video of the day. I do think it's a great thing. The more I think about this, the more I've done a little bit of research about it. I think the MAGA and the MAHA together will win, make America healthy again, make America great again. RFK Jr. on the ticket. He has just launched a super emotional ad to his followers and to anybody that supports Trump, saying that his decision to join forces with Trump is a spiritual thing. And I happen to believe him. I think he's actually a stand-up guy. I don't agree with 100% of his policies, no doubt about that. But I think he can actually help turn our country around because he sees what's going on behind the scenes. Now, I'll leave it with you on this one here. Like, subscribe, and share to Vote of Patriots if you haven't already. And here's a great one for you on the way out. Good stuff.
For 19 years, I prayed every morning that God would put me in a position to end this calamity. This is a spiritual journey for me. I reached my decision through deep prayer, and I asked myself, what choices must I make to maximize my chances to save America's children and restore national health? I felt that if I refused this opportunity, I would not be able to look myself in the mirror, knowing that I could have saved lives of countless children. President Trump has told me that he wants this to be his legacy. The most unifying theme for all Americans is that we all love our children. Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country and our children is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
Yes. Oh, that's a good one, folks. I love it. I love it. Everybody have a great day. Over and out.